one driver dead to blood clot. If one driver dead, couple people dead out here, youth. God know. Body dead out here up on the ground. Body dead, brother. Watch it. Much people over there so dead. Everybody dead over there, so brother. Everybody in that ever dead. A taxi. See them there, everybody dead there, sir. Everybody dead over there, sir. Ground bad man. Everybody dead. Bombard, youth.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The carnage continue on the road. The latest spot, Discovery Bay, which is in St. Ann. Based on the information confirmed, at least 10 persons, 7 of them badly injured, battling for their lives. This includes 2 toddlers. 3 persons, unfortunately, did not make it, lost their life on the spot or at the hospital. I would expect the number of people gone to increase significantly based on the damages, based on the fact that we saw a mangled mess. Based on the road service information, it is said that at least 222 persons have lost their life in Jamaica thus far for 2025, which is a whopping 10 more than last year this time. Now, people, I have heard on many occasions bloggers like myself talking about accidents on a daily basis. However, it seems as if these people don't learn. Because based on the information, it is said that speeding was the contributing factor and also overtaking around some blind corner. Based on the information, it is said that an Outlander vehicle drove in the path of a Honda vehicle traveling in opposite direction. Now, people, I don't know if we have some Gestapo up on the road. That means that some people think it's a video game them a play. So them a guess and spell. Sometimes they are wrong and sometimes they are right. Whenever they are wrong and guessing on the road while driving, it usually ends up in carnage like this, wherein we see 10 people's lives have changed drastically for the worse. 3 of them even more significant, including toddlers. So these people don't understand that you have to be very careful to whom you trust your life whenever you are traveling on private or public passenger vehicle. And again, we see an perfect example, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called The Hunter Becomes the Hunted. This is what happens when the table turn on gunmen, contract killers that go on a mission, and that mission went way, way left, not as they anticipated. I am speaking about at least 6 men that went on a mission in a Jackshill. Now a lot of persons are going to hear Jackshill and they must say, then hold on, that is a uppity neighborhood. Well, people, if you don't know, most uppity neighborhood, them have a ghetto at the foot or at the top of them, or even sprinkled in between. Based on information, it is said that these individuals were at a guest house, was going to a guest house when all hell broke loose. So anyways, the police have given the name of those who fortunately did not make it. They are 23-year-old DeLeon Pusey, he is from Maypen. 26-year-old Shemore Edwards, he is from Red Hills. 30-year-old Rashawn Hibbert, he is from Yallas in St. Thomas. 32-year-old Jabari Williams, OC Wani, he is from Park Lane, which is Kingston 19 off Red Hills. And last but not least, on the did not make it list is Xavier Hemmings, OC Ben. He is from Park Lane. So based on what the police report said, there was a confrontation, gun battle between members of CTOC and possibly security guards. After the smoke cleared, at least 5 individuals were taken to the hospital and pronounced officially. They found at least 4 weapons, to include a M16 rifle, a shotgun, and a next 2 handgun. It is said that they went on a second operation the day after and they also retrieve a next gun that is linked to that incident. So we can assume that they went to the house of the sixth individual that they said escaped. His name is Courtney Ashley O.C. Bloodstain. They told Mr. Bloodstain's family, please turn in yourself in the presence of your lawyer or your preacher or whomever. Don't let us have to come for you. So the moral of the story is this: man a plan. 6 men went on a mission, contract killing to take out a businessman. However, they were wiped out by CTOC and the military or JCF force. Moral of the story again, for all of you young men out there that have aspirations of being criminals. Like me say, every day that the bucket goes to the well, one day at the bottom I go drop out. And it did not drop out any worse than it did for these 5 to 6 individuals. The pictures that are out there, the injuries, people get all sorts of corn up, look like something exploding at them shoulder, in at them head, in at them belly, in at them side. It was very bad. And the reason that the JCF and CTOC put these pictures out there on social media, they are sending a message and a warning. If you think that crime is going to pay, you are going to pay dearly with your life. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, the political sheep are going to say, it seems as if the PNP blogger boy changed. He is now a part of the JLP. It seems as if he want Andrew Holness for win. Now this is based on an incident that took place where a councillor, politician, his name is Mr. Mitchell, sent some people up under them mother had some very disrespectful things to say. Now people, when it comes to politician, I have done a couple of stories where politician are cuss out this one, cuss out that one, send each and everybody in the uttermost part of their mother. Well, people, such is the case in this case once again. So pretty much the politician fix some road and the people in the constituency are asked which part the drain. We see the road, but we don't see any drain. So therefore, whenever it rains, place is going to get flood out. However, the response that they expected, professional, was the polar opposite of what they got. He told these people about the uttermost part of their mother in a very disrespectful way. I want you to take a look at exactly what the professional journalist at TVJ had to say, and then I'll give my piece.
It started with this image, a freshly paved road in Belfield, Manchester, posted on social media platform X by the account of Councelor Mario Mitchell. A user responded with a fair question: where are the drains? But what came next stunned users on the platform. Quote, check your mom. Like her, they run deep and wide and to everyone. End quote. Then another post. Quote, running on me and think I am going to stay quiet? You have a next thing coming. My freedom of speech right will ensure you get a healthy and hearty SYM. End quote. And the posts still up for hours before any action was taken. Later, Councillor Mitchell issued an apology, distancing himself from the comments. In a release, he said, quote, these posts were made by a member of my team without my review or approval. I take full responsibility. The individual involved has been suspended. End quote. Mr. Mitchell went on to say, quote, I unreservedly apologize. The remarks do not reflect my values or the professional standards I strive to uphold. End quote. But the apology did little to satisfy critics. The Jamaica Labour Party slammed Mr. Mitchell's conduct as vile, despicable, and disrespectful to every single Jamaican, including mothers. A party spokesperson, Venetia Phillips, was scathing. She says, SYM is a term of utmost and extreme disrespect. For Mr. Mitchell to use it publicly and to compare Jamaican women to drains is disgraceful. She added, this is a reminder of the PMP's willingness to sink to the lowest levels. Ms. Phillips also took aim at the PNP's silence, criticizing President Mark Golding and the party's women's movement, calling their lack of public response hypocritical and telling.
Now, people, I know that person are going to say, why the blogger him a do damage control. For all of the damage and the things that he has said about the JLP, well, people, here's my policy. Whenever anything happens, that is what I report on. So therefore, if the PNP or the JLP is caught doing something that is corrupt, that is what I speak about. I do not make up stuff. I do not Photoshop it. I do not video edit anything, the audio or whatever. I just speak about what is already out there. So don't get in your feelings. Let's talk about this. So pretty much this politician, him tell the people about their mother in a very disrespectful way, and then him send them up under their mother, SYM, that means. He then goes ahead and he's throwing. One of his employees said it wasn't me, like Shaggy. Somebody else did it, and that person has been suspended, going to be fired. They did not get my approval. At the end of the day, like they say, a chain is as strong as its weakest link. And if you have somebody that is monitoring your social media handles that makes these kind of posts, it is a representation of you. So now we see that the JLP is calling the kettle black. The pot is calling the kettle black. Now, people, I know that what I'm going to say is going to sound very controversial. I would rather vote for a random goat than to vote for any politician, whether it is PNP or JLP. Two-party, both of them doing the same sad song, a bunch of hypocrite, a bunch of corrupted individuals that have people backing them that don't know, lost, dazed, and confused, point blank, and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based off a video that has been making its round over social media, in which a lady cannot say if it is the mother, a family member, or is it a helper or whomever. Well, the way the place look, I don't know if them have any sorts of helper. No disrespect. Cannot tell if it is Jamaica, Africa, India, or somewhere else where there is poverty just based on the setting of the house. Could easily be Jamaica, but it could be easily somewhere else. However, one thing that is constant or consistent is that this lady had a little Pickney. Look like it may be about a year, don't quote me, 2 years could be. She was pretty much pressing her hand in her neck, codename YouTube. I give him some MMA, some Mike Tyson, some Jiu-Jitsu, bend him on, flip him over, in him stomach, pan him back, in him head, in him face. You name it, he was getting the whole assortment. While all the time him sound like him in so much pain, he could not really speak properly. Now, people, what was even worse is that somebody was actually videotaping the whole episode. Don't know if it is a neighbor that was upstairs. Don't know if it's a family member. Don't know whomever it was. But what I do know is that whomever it was should have actually intervened. Should have taken away that camera and set a hand or a foot on this person. Because the way it seems, that little Pickney must be the toughest little Pickney. Why he was not immediately gone or passed out based on the amount of clothing that they were getting. Luckily, and I am going to use the word luckily very loosely, the video is out. However, you know that because of YouTube's policy, I cannot show anything that is of a graphic nature, especially this. This is as bad as it gets. I am going to be putting this video in my WhatsApp group. Just send a message, text message. You want the video with the careless woman, a clot up the Pickney, codename YouTube again. Leave your name you want to join the group. Do not call me. I repeat, do not call me, and worse, don't video call. Leave your name you want to join the group, you want that video. Simple as 1, 2, 3. My solution, the relevant authority, when you get people like this, they should not even be taken into court. These people should just get a stoppage right on the spot. Tarzan and Jane justice by the relevant authority or the residents. If even the father seeing this, a mother or the helper doing this, that person should be gone immediately. Code name, YouTube, point blank, and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the mother of Sean Kingston, Janice Turner, 63-year-old, thought that she was going to beat the system like Ike. However, reality is steadily kicking in. When she got that 5-year sentence in the federal court for 5 counts of fraud, she's also going to get or got 3 years supervised release and I think $1 million fine. And this is based on the 5 counts that she was found guilty for, along with her son, Sean Kingston. Sean Kingston was not at the sentencing, but he had sent a letter asking for leniency from the judge. I guess the judge realized that these people are as bad as it gets. And the fact that the mother had a previous case in which she robbed the bank, fraud the bank of about $100 and something thousand US dollars before. So it says she is a repeat offender. Sean Kingston will be sentenced later on, and we can assume that he is going to be getting just about the same thing, a little more or a little less. Now, just in case you don't understand how the federal system works, federal sentencing guideline, I will tell you. The guideline, the amount of time that you get, is based on a point system, based on your record, based on your history, based on the crime. So therefore, she fits in the criteria to get 5 years, in which she will have to do 85% of that time. That means that she will have to do about 4 years and some months before she is released. Well, I doubt that she's going to be released, because the system in America, whenever you are a fraudster, it is looked upon, it is frowned upon as one of the worst things that you can do, including an aggravated felony, meaning that a crime in which persons get hurt include violence. Now, we saw that earlier there were some reports out saying that she wanted leniency. The son had sent a letter to the judge asking for leniency, and she was asking the judge if he could opt to just deport her back in Jamaica. Well, people, it seems as if the system realized that they can get the time and they can also do the deportation in which she's going to qualify. So people, at the end of the day in America, there's a thing that is called credit is king. Whenever you have the face card, meaning celebrity, and then you have the credits. If you violate that, persons are willing to give you stuff as credits or just on your word, thinking that, well, Sean Kingston a big celebrity, especially when he's selling himself bigger than he actually is, because we know say him fall off a farm since him big hit song. However, he was still trying to keep up with the Jones. He was still trying to live that lifestyle, which he was not making the money. I am not saying that he was not touring and he was not living better than the average Jamaican or average American. But he was living way, way above his means. And like them say, it is not what you make, it is what you save for a rainy day. And now reality is raining down on Sean Kingston and his mother. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, as if we did not know, but it is becoming more and more apparent that Noel Mland is going to get a whole lot of time for the taking away of his girlfriend. And this was based on a witness that testified in a court less than 24 hours ago. a lady that said she works at the car wash in which the victim's body was more than likely taken out. The couch was taken to the car wash, and a brown man fitting the description of Mr. Maitland, the police officer, RX, told her to wash it out good and don't use any sorts of bleach. The worker at the place said that it was obvious that it was blood, based on the scent, how it smelled raw, and that she was wondering and pondering. It looked like them take away a cow or take away something in there, because there was so much red spewed all over it. Now, when we think about the fact that this man is a police officer, this man was once in love with that lady, and this man took away the lady, more than likely conspired with the next chick that him have, whether she was a side chick or a main chick. We don't hear anything about her, but what we do know is that Noel Mland is more than likely guilty as sin. Just imagine how the mother of this lady feels that the person that her daughter loves is now on trial and is now more than likely going to get convicted unless something drastically turns. Because you know, sir, whenever it comes to the system in Jamaica, they have a way of fumbling the easiest case. They could pretty much screw up a wet dream. Some people, based on what we are seeing, based on the witnesses, meaning residents from that same apartment complex in which she lived, testified, based on physical evidence, based on circumstantial evidence, it looked like his fate is more than likely signed and sealed, and he is going to be getting a whole bunch of time. But people, I am here to warn you. Keep our fingers crossed. Hope for the best and expect the worst, because we've seen it all before. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Sorry for Maga Dog, them turn around and bite you. I am speaking about the case of a 33-year-old St. Elizabeth farmer. He's known as Brown Man in the streets. He used to frequent a go-go club, we call it Script Club. He usually goes there, broke like a joke, watch the girl them, the security would let him in, them know say him nah buy no beer, him nah buy nothing. However, on the faithful or unfaithful night of June 28, 2025, Brown Man took it to the furthest extent. There was a dancer, exotic dancer known as Chocolate. It seems as if by some leap of faith, Brown Man got himself with some money. Don't know if he won some sorts of lottery or he might chop the line or whatever the case is, not very important. It is said that Brown Man was flossing in the club, balling like a rock star, paying Chocolate a whole bunch of money. At about 4 a.m. in the morning, crack a dawning, when the club was over, him decides, him invest in a chocolate, so therefore, he wants that investment to pay dividends. He wants to cash out. However, it seems as if Chocolate was just playing him. Chocolate had no interest in having any sorts of stuff other than just playing him like the clown he is. He decided that she violate him, so he decided he was going to rush her, clot her in the head, and juke her up a couple of times. He did not know that there are eyes in the sky, meaning CCTV. Those CCTV captured Brown Man, in which everybody that works at the establishment know him juke her up and then take away himself. Unfortunately, she did not make it. The police put out a warrant for him and he was caught. He was questioned in the company of his lawyer. The questions and the answer did not match up. He was officially charged. After an autopsy, it was determined that she died from juke up in the upper body and clottings in the head. So people, what we see here is a next tragic tale of persons that persons sorry for that come back and haunt them, as in Brown Man and Chocolate. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.